的华人杂志的新朋老友，大家好，我是马平，华人杂志的发行人和总编。欢迎您收看与华人封面人物有约云上访谈节目。华人杂志2001年创刊于圣地亚哥。20年来，我们每个月都向读者介绍一位杰出华人或者一个优秀的团体，用文字的方式记录下他们的奋斗经历和成功故事。现在我们又通过网络用视频的方式来分享他们的故事，希望您喜欢。与封面人物有约云上访谈节目是我们华人杂志创刊20年系列的纪念活动之一。这个节目也得到了圣地亚哥州立大学中华文化中心的大力支持，在此感谢中心的主席刘丽容教授和中心的朋友们，谢谢你们。今天我们邀请的嘉宾是谭卓仪老先生，他是华人杂志2011年11月的封面人物，他的英文名字叫 Tom Hom。谭老先生1927年出生于圣地亚哥，那时候美国排华法案还没有废除，他从小饱受种族歧视之苦，长大后决心参政，通过自己的努力改变那些不平等的法律。1962年，他成功当选为圣地亚哥市议员，是圣地亚哥有史以来第一位少数族裔的市议员。此后，他有多次胜选，成为圣地亚哥副市长、代理市长、加州众议员。他是圣地亚哥华裔参政先驱，也是迄今为止唯一的华裔成功参政的楷模。谭老先生是一位成功的企业家，他手下有10多家公司，都经营得红红火火。他也是一位热心公益的知名侨领，在很多公益组织、艺术团体、健康团体、商会等等担任董事会成员。他的生活丰富多彩，画画、弹琴、旅游都是他的爱好。他是一位让人钦佩的常青之树。现在我把镜头转给刘丽容教授，请他主持对 Tom Hom 的访谈。刘教授，您请。
Good afternoon, Tom. It's so good to see you. How have you been?
Oh, just fine, Lily. Great to see you.
Yes, I understand your birthday is coming up. When is your birthday?
Just a week from now, on the 15th of February, I'll be 94.
94 years young. So wonderful. Congratulations. Can you share with us the secret of your long life?
Well, first of all, I do Tai Chi 3/4 hours every morning.
Oh, Tai Chi.
Tai Chi. And I do exercise, and I read a lot, and I communicate with my friends. And that keeps me going very well.
That is great. You have a very great outlook for life with balanced exercise, good friends, reading, good hobbies. I also know you are a painter, an artist. Is that right?
Yes, I love to paint. I've been drawing and painting since I was a child.
Yes.
I just love doing that.
And also you play the piano.
Yes, I love doing that as well.
That is wonderful. But I want to focus today's interview on your beautiful book. Do you mind holding up your book for a moment, just so that we can see the cover of the book?
This is the cover right here.
Yes. Wonderful.
Okay.
Yes. So what is the name of your book?
It's called Tom Hom, Rabbit on a Bumpy Road.
Rabbit on a Bumpy Road. The word rabbit, does it refer to you?
Yes, that's my Chinese animal time as my birth.
And why did you say the rabbit on a bumpy road? What do you mean by bumpy road?
Well, bumpy road is things in life isn't always smooth. There are occasions where negative situations, and there are other occasions, just wonderful occasions where you're able to put together. So a bumpy road, I think everybody has a bumpy road in their lives, good periods and not so good. And at the end, you can think it out and work it out and say, hey, how has life been? Has been very good. Some people say it's been not too good, but it has been very good for me. It was bumpy, but it's very good.
Very wonderful. So what was the genesis that started your road on the writing of this book?
Well, my late wife, Dorothy, from Hawaii, and we married here, and she always kept a diary. And she nagged me about keeping one myself. And I would say, no, I don't want to write a diary. She'd say, Tom, you may be famous one day. I said, I seriously doubt that. But anyway, eventually I did write a diary. And I continued writing a diary for about 60 years. So I had a stack of diary around. And then so about 5 years ago, I got to thinking, I said, gee, all these things that I've had the occasion to see and have done. So I put it together in The Bumpy Road, Tom Rabbit on a Bumpy Road.
Yes, I understand that it was also translated into Chinese. Am
Yes.
I correct?
Yes, it's been translated in Chinese. It has been very well received. Amazon handles it, and the big bookstores handle it as well. Mm-hmm.
That is so wonderful. So tell me, did you run into some difficulties when you were writing this book?
No, I really never have had any great difficulties. Perhaps like all writers, when they write, they do have other people look at it to straighten some of the areas that perhaps I might have missed or I didn't elaborate enough on. So those were the things that took a little extra time.
So Dorothy was actually right. You became successful and very famous. And we know you as the first Chinese American to be elected into the City Hall of San Diego. How did that ever happen?
Well, when I was a young teenager, maybe 14 or 13, living in Southeast San Diego. And periodically people would run for public office. And they'll say, hey, hey, help us pass off these pamphlets for us. And put these stick on the bumper stickers of the people asking them to let you do that. So I did that. It was a lot of fun. They would treat you to a hamburger afterwards or so forth. And then so as years gone by, I learned more about politics, how people, what they do when they are elected. And so eventually it came to a point that I thought, gee, I might like to be one of these people that made some of the laws they talk about. And so anyway, I looked at my diary. I have talked about these things and so forth. And so that's how I got acquainted to thinking about government. And
so you ran for city council, right?
Yes, I ran for city council.
And how was that first experience running for city council of San Diego?
Well, I was in a real estate business at that point, and at a luncheon, I met a retired commander of the Navy, and we talked about a lot of different things. And he said, Tom, you know San Diego so well. You're born and raised there. You ought to run for public office. I said, gee, I don't know enough about it. And he said, I want you to meet a man, and don't ask me what his name is, but you just meet me at this 11th floor and Hom Tower building. And so I met him there the next day, and there it is in the door. It's a Republican Central Committee. I say, gee, what am I doing here? I've been helping the Democrats running. So anyways, as I thought of that, the door opened. There stood a man about 6'3", very bulky. And he stuck his hand out. He's like, you're Tom, aren't you? I said, yes, sir. He said, what's this I hear that you shouldn't run for public office, that you're a minority and stuff? He said, I don't give a goddamn who you are. You have what it takes to run, you run. So anyway, this was a retired admiral during World War II. He was in front of Life magazine, Time magazine, the big hero. And he talked very gruffly and so forth, but he seemed like he was interested. He wanted to help me. So he took me under his wing and I ran for public office. He taught me how to raise funds and these things. And so I did run, and I just barely missed it. And so I felt that badly about it when I ran. So he called me up that day. I thought he was feeling sorry for me. He said, Tom, don't you feel bad about that, because you're going to win. Because this fellow who runs in this district that you would be very good in, he's going to run for mayor. And so you can run on his area, because all the polls have shown that you did very well. You just barely by a smidgen and losing. So I did run, and I won day. And so Admiral Les Carey is the man of this man, but he's been my mentor and things. And so anyway, that's it. Then later I ran again citywide. These were citywide elections. Yeah, and I won that the second time, 4 years later, and I won by 87% of all the votes cast, and my opponent had only 13. That was the biggest plurality of any politician running for public office in San Diego.
87%. That's
Yes.
majority. My goodness.
Yes.
I am so thrilled to hear about this history. This is just unbelievably great. So you actually served the city, and then did you go on to the state of California?
Well, you know, when I was in that second term, after 3 years, almost 4 years on the second term, I got a call from the governor's office. And they said, Councilman Hom, can you hold the line? The governor would like to speak to you. Well, the governor was Ronald Reagan.
President Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, Tom, what's this I hear about you running for the city council? You're the most popular elected official there for ever since people can remember. He said, we want you up here. He said, I got bills to pass, and you would be a big help if you could come up here. I said, gee, you know, it just took me by you know, I just didn't know what to say. I said, gee, I don't know, Governor. He said, Tom, you come up here and visit, and you meet with, let's meet together and talk about it. And so anyways, as time went on, I did win. He took me under his wing. I did win. And later, when he decided to run for president, you know, people, here's a movie star running for president.
Yes.
You know? And then so anyway, I was on one of his committees to evaluate whether he had the, let's say, the ability and the outreach to be able to be president of the United States, a movie star. And so, you know, a lot of us were say, gee, that's a big leap. So anyway, we met together, and I'll tell you, after we met in 2 hours, several of us, a number of us, said, you know, when he ran for California, people laughed at him about that, and he won big. And, you know, we think he can win the presidency. So anyway, he ran, he won, and won big. So
Yeah.
that's how I knew Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, first we want to thank you for agreeing to be interviewed by We Chinese. And as a cover person, We Chinese is very proud to have you as the first interviewee. I want to wish you a very happy New Year and also a very happy birthday. I know that the people who will be viewing this tape will be looking forward to the next one and the next one. But again, Mr. Tom Hom, congratulations, and we hope to see you very soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Lily. It was a great honor to be here talking with you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.